So done. So we are having dev and we are having QA. So now the developer one is working on one feature. So dev one is working on feature one, and developer two is working on feature two. So now, and they are working on same object. Okay, so now the developer one, like dev environment, you consider there that object will be available, and initially if it is a older object, that is available in the QA as well. Let's suppose developer one is creating new fields. Let's suppose developer one is creating few new fields, let us assume, in the same object. Okay, let's suppose they created new columns in a database table. They might created one field, and developer two also created new field. Let's assume a scenario. So now you can take a scenario if both are the independent features. Both are independent features. At that time, they can deploy with this own chain sets. They can deploy with the own chain sets that won't impact the functionality. Let's
No,
suppose,
what I'm to say,
huh,
these two
huh,
developer,
huh.
one is the separate sandbox and developer two is the separate sandbox, right?
Developer, no, both are working in the same sandbox. See, Salesforce is a multi-tenant environment,
Oh,
right?
okay,
In a
okay,
one environment, will be having more and more users. In a single Salesforce environment, we can access based on license, we can access
okay.
any number of users. So in one company, will be having a lot of developers, right? At the same time, they can access their user account. So yesterday I told you, right? Create a user for me in
Yes,
your
yes.
account.
Yeah.
The purpose is, so whatever the configurational changes you are doing, I can monitor that. And if I want to customize anything also, I can do in a same system, same
Mm.
application. So what I am going to explain you is, if both are different functionalities and both are working on different fields, they can directly deploy that requirement into one environment to another environment. They can accept the changes here. Let's suppose, consider a scenario like a developer 2 is implementing a functionality that purely depends on this developer 2. So
Mm.
this field or this functionality will require to this developer as well. Let us assume that is the scenario. Once,
Yeah.
so at that time, what happens is, this person should wait till this functionality develops. Once, so let's suppose this developer 2 wants to deploy his functionality first. At that time, if he wants to deploy this functionality, if it is not yet deployed, it will ask dependencies. So you need to add this field also, new two field also, new one field also, if you want to
Mm.
fulfill your functionality. Like that, it will ask.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
clear. Because I am thinking you cannot both the
no, no.
developers have the different sandboxes and yeah,
No, no,
okay.
no, no. Same sandbox. In the same sandbox, will develop all the developers will develop functionalities in the same sandbox. Then next, they'll push the functionality into the high-end environments. So
Yeah.
for that, the standard feature is chain sets. Along with the chain sets, will like companies will purchase the third-party application, and they will purchase a license, third-party application licenses. The most famously used third-party applications are ANT migration tools like Flowsum, and we'll be having a lot of tools. They'll use different tools. You can walk through the different blocks. You'll understand that stuff. So do you guys clear with the basic deployment and basic environments?
Yes.
Shall we continue
Yes, yes.
for more? Okay, shall we continue for more 20 to 30 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
If,
yeah, you can.
yeah, see,
Yeah,
what I am planning is like we'll be having longer course, right? So if we get more and more time, so whenever we get a time, we'll go bit, we'll cover much content so that the content will complete in a less days. If our content finish in less days means you'll get more practice time, and you won't forget previous concepts. That's my objective. If it is okay with you, I'll continue longer times, whenever longer sessions, if I get whenever I get a time. Make sense?
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
Jacob. You can continue. When you get a time, you can continue the session.
Yeah.
Should
So,
we continue?
Tomorrow another half
Yeah,
an hour.
yeah, you should also available, right? Like you'll be also working, right? That's only the concern. Yep.
No, it's,
yeah,
I'm okay because this is my night time.
Okay, okay. So whenever you
10
have urgent meetings or urgent works kind of thing, let me inform, like prior to that, inform me so that we'll plan according to that. Okay.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
yeah, sure.
So far the thing is clear, right? how console application will work, how standard application works, and what are the different types of sandboxes are available. And the next, how we can deploy features from one arc to another arc, and how we can customize basic app tabs. Till here, everything is clear, right?
Yes.
So remember, whenever you are customizing, let's suppose if I want to go to this list view and if I mark, if I pin this as a highlight one, all open cases for me, this change will replicate to me only. It won't impact everyone's. Why means I am changing in the UI page. So as a user level, we are customizing. Whereas if you want to configure for everyone, you need to go to setup and you can configure. If you configure from setup, then only it will replicate to everyone. Without going to setup, if you do any customization, that won't impact others. Remember this thing. So now I'm going to set up and we'll see the concept called themes and branding. So the companies will have different set of requirements. Means they need their own logo on the application and they want to see the different colors for their application. So for that, if you want to implement such functionality, we need to go to themes and branding. Prior to that, we'll go to the company information. So company information, see, as we saw, the different editions like professional edition and developer edition, professional edition, enterprise edition. So if you get a time today, what you can do is you can explore these blogs. You need to explore different blogs to understand the content. Why means as you are a real-time employees, you'll get much questions compared to the freshers if you go to any interviews and anywhere. So the first blog is you need to explore is types of Salesforce editions. So we'll be having 4 different editions as I'll mention here: developer edition, professional edition, enterprise, and full. Okay, these are the different types of editions which are available. Enterprise, like that, will be having sandbox types. Sandbox types. The next you need to explore deployment, Salesforce deployment tools. So you'll find a different blogs, Salesforce deployment tools. So if you struck in any blog, or if you, while researching on a blog, if you struck, if you won't understood something, take that blog into the next session. Initially, we'll discuss that stuff and we'll proceed further. So by today, tomorrow, you can explore these blogs so that you'll get much knowledge. And coming to the chain sets also, you can explore. If you won't get any, like I'll check whether there is any available modules, Trailhead modules available on this. Why means in a Trailhead module, they'll provide different arcs, or else they'll explain. At least theoretically, they'll show visualization kind of thing. If I find any, I'll forward that thing in your WhatsApp group. Okay. So now I'll go to company.
Yakub, one doubt here. You
Yes.
said like we have different editions, right? For a developer and professional and enterprise.
Hmm.
So for all these editions will have all the sandboxes which we discussed.
No, like see, developer means very basic one, right? So it is whatever the environment we are using for free now. We'll be having just 200 storage. How you are expecting for 200 storage, they'll provide 5 GB?
Not that one. Like we have different types of sandboxes, right? Like
That's what I'm saying. Sandbox is nothing but it is derived
okay,
from production. So all the
okay,
editions are production environments. So in the for the production, they will provide additional benefit like sandboxes. So developer edition having 200 MB. So coming to the
okay,
sandboxes, let's suppose if you consider developer pro sandbox, it is having 1 GB of storage. How you are expecting for 200 MB, they'll provide 1 GB. It's not possible,
okay,
right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
for the
So
higher edition,
enterprise full edition only, we'll have all these sandboxes
coming
which
to
we
the
discussed, right?
enterprise, yes. Coming to the enterprise, the storage might be 5 GB, I think. Then we can get up to partial copy sandbox.
Mm.
Coming to the full means unlimited edition. Unlimited means you can use unlimited storage. There you can get all
Okay.
the sandboxes. So coming to the real time, 60 to 70% of mid-level companies will use enterprise edition. And very high-end
Okay.
companies only take a license of unlimited editions. Why means if they are increasing the features and if they are taking much storage means Salesforce will charge a huge amount.
Okay.
So
Same like
it's
cloud, right? Like
it's
like pay
completely
as you go
cloud, right?
service you provide.
Yes, yes, yes. It's
Okay.
completely cloud, right? It's say very similar to that. And based on users, they need to pay for user license. They need to pay a lot of money to the Salesforce.
Okay.
Okay, you can explore these things as of today. The next we'll see the company section. So you can see in the company settings, what we can customize is we can customize business hour, and we can set up a public and calendars, fiscal year we can do, holidays we can set up, language settings we can do, and data protection and privacy we can do. In this company settings section, company information is a very important feature. Company information is a very important section. Coming to the Salesforce admin exam also, you'll get a question from this company information section. So now what we can do in this company information section, you need to know that. So you can see in a company information section, initially you can see the organization name, primary contact, and fiscal starting year. So in my company, I set up like while creating by default, it will take a fiscal year it starts from January. Okay. So similarly, you can see the very important information like contact information, complete contact information. You can see phone number, fax, and default local and language, and which time zone we specified for this entire organization. Currency local, which currency we are seeing, or which currency should be available in our system. So let's suppose if you are working for some US project, though you are working from India, you need to change currency location to US dollars. Means if you go to org, so if you go to any object, let's suppose if you go to yeah, I'll go to this opportunity, let us assume. So you can see amount, you can see opportunity amount, right? So on the top of this, you can see rupee symbol. This Ra means rupee symbol. It means the currency is present in Indian currency. That's why it is displaying like this. Whereas if you change this currency local to dollar or some other thing, the currency will change. Currency type will change. In front of here, the symbol also change. So it will impact a lot of places. So currency local, and here you can see very important feature. So sometimes if your data storage is filled, you need to see how much data is storage, how much data limit is available. You need to inform to your manager or some other people to alert them the Salesforce database is completely filled. So at that time also, you can go to company information and you can check the data storage. So you can see use data storage. So it is saying 7% of total we utilized. Just 374 KB we use it. It is saying 7% of total storage. And coming to the file storage, in a Salesforce, we can store files and attachments also. For the files and attachments, so far we stored just 13 KB. It means it is approximately 0 KB. And for each and every addition, we'll be having API request. Means we can hit this database for several times. So if it is a very high-end environment, we'll be having very less requests. Whereas if we go to high-end environments, we'll be having much requests. So API request, last 24 hours, we get just 15,000. Like maximum we can do up to 15,000 API calls. API calls means, let's suppose if we want to integrate Salesforce with a third-party website, we can hit that website from Salesforce up to 15,000 times per day. You can understand in this way. And a restricted login per current month, we did not set up. So remember, it is, so you can see which edition you are using. So which edition we are using? Developer edition. It's a free edition. That's why we are using. So if you are working for some company, if you want to know the edition which they are using, you can go to this company information and you can find it. Developer edition or full unlimited edition or enterprise edition, you can find it here. And the next you can see organization ID. It's a very, very important thing coming to your developer account. Let's suppose in a real time what happens is, let's suppose you set up a login IP ranges, or let's suppose if you forget some password and if you are unable to log in into the Salesforce system. At the time, here or in a real time, any very same, you need to raise a support to Salesforce. You are having some problem, you need to raise a support to Salesforce. So whenever you request some support ticket, you'll send a mail from your mail to Salesforce support team. At that time, they'll ask you your organization ID so that they can look into your environment. So this organization ID is a bit important feature. Okay. And you can see, so if you want to see much storage details, you can click on this view option. If you click on this view option, it will take you into the storage details. You can see in a very high end. So coming to the data storage, you can see you'll be having just 5 MB of storage. For a free account, we'll be having just 5 MB of storage. On that 5 MB, we utilize 374 KB, means it is 7%. Remember, as of now, coming to the Salesforce, they design in such a way that every record, whatever you are creating, it will take 2 KB of size. Every record will take 2 KB of size. Let's suppose if you have a account record and parent account record, they'll take 4 KB. Why means they'll be having more and more related records. That's why that will take a 4 KB of size. And coming to the file storage, they are provided as with a 20 MB. And coming to the big object storage, they'll provide it how much it is. So they give 10,000 records, not in an MB. Directly they provided 10,000 records. And you can see for which object we consumed how much storage and how many records available, how much storage consumed. You can see. See, as I told you, each and every record will take 2 KB, right? You can see opportunities we are having 31 records. The entire opportunities is taking 62 KB. Similarly, cases 26, 52 KB. Like that, you can understand. Okay. And the current file storage utilization, how many records you are having, how many things you are having, you can see that complete information. And storage utilized by which user and everything you can see here. Okay, the complete storage information we can see from a view, like while going into the company information, if you click on view storage details, you'll get a complete storage details. And the next, user licenses. In your company, let's suppose you're working as a developer, your manager will ask, so how many licenses are available in our environment? Like that, can you please check the how many user licenses are available in production? At the time, what you can do is you can go to company information and you can check the available licenses. So as you can see, it is a developer edition. Will we get only 2 licenses? So for me, I have a user 1 and 1 is a available user. So if I create 1 user for you, this will become 0. These are Salesforce licenses. Along with the Salesforce licenses, we'll get some additional licenses. We won't use most of these licenses. So you can see all those licenses. See, user licenses are 0 in most of the cases. Okay. Similarly, if you go to some organization, if you check for professional edition, how many licenses they purchase, you can see that count. So let's suppose for unlimited edition, you might see 1,000. So 1,000 you can see here. User licenses you can see here. Remaining count you can see here. And permission sets also, there will be licenses. You can see all those permission set licenses at the bottom. These are the permission set licenses, the feature licenses. Like that, you can see all the available licenses in a Salesforce environment. And usage-based entitlement, API calls, how many you can perform, and every information you can find from a company information. Is this clear?
Yes, Yakub.
Yeah, I'll forward you Trailhead module on this so that you can walk through this and you'll understand much clearly. Give me a minute, I'll be back. Yeah. So
Yes,
coming to the changes and everything, we discussed it mostly theoretically. Why means these features might not be available in our developer edition. Why means these are not related with the. See, you can see it is not available here. Why means we are not having any external environments like sandboxes. Like we are not having that, right? That's why we are unable to see it. Whereas coming to this company information, you can go here. You can edit the company information. You can change at any time. Okay, and if I get any Trailhead modules on this, I'll check and I'll forward you on changes. And for the company information, the section is available as I already saw that. I'll forward you the Trailhead module as well. So if you do the Trailhead modules along with the learning, so that you will get a points, so that you can showcase to the companies later in a long term. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then thank you. See you tomorrow at 7:30.
Yeah, see you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.